As I crossed the border into California, I began to wonder how anything could possibly top Oregon. I made a spontaneous stop at Battery Point Lighthouse, where I met Harlan and his loyal pal Shotzi. Harlan gave me a private tour of the lighthouse and pointed out a few spouting whales from the top.
Come on up.
Next on the agenda, I ran wild through the redwoods and nearly got lost before catching my very first California sunset. Up we go. Really? I do not know which way I came from. It was Mom's birthday, and this seemed like a suitable place to FaceTime her and Dad. Even though it felt as though I'd just left home, so much had already happened. And I'll admit, it was nice to see familiar faces and share that first incredible sunset with the people that matter the most. The next day, I drove to Lassen Volcanic National Park. 70% of the park was closed after being scorched by wildfires, so I decided to climb the tallest peak in the park to catch this panoramic view, including the areas that were shut down due to wildfires.
Quite the view.
After watching a helicopter land at the summit, I checked out these boiling mud pots and drove through surrounding towns that were devastated by the wildfires. Every good road trip should include at least one night hike. With a flashlight in one hand and bear spray gripped tightly in the other, I began climbing my second peak of the day towards the Calpine Fire Lookout. The view at the top was unreal. After some serious hiking, I'd say my legs earned a day off at Lake Tahoe. I met some pretty cool people here, and even scored a free natty light after being dared to swim under a couple boulders in the freezing cold lake. I continued on towards Yosemite that night, where I officially reached the halfway point of the trip. I took in all the fall colors and was lucky enough to experience a sunny and 75 day and the first snow of the season the following day. The best of both worlds. hiking dozens of miles over the last couple days, I fired up the hot water heater to rinse myself off before heading back to the coast to catch a Golden Gate sunset.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright guys, so quick life update. Just made it to San Francisco. If you've been following my posts, you already know I'm doing a Wild West road trip. And I have been on the road for a week now. Week and a half actually, it's going by quick. But anyways, I just made it to a cool place called the Wave Organ. Basically at high tide, waves crash on these pipes coming up, playing a song on these tubes. And it's supposed to be really cool. High tide isn't for another 3 hours though. I don't think I'm gonna wait around. And this also feels like a great place to get serial killed, so I'm gonna sign off. See ya. It'd been almost a week since my last flight, and I was excited to add California to the list of states I'd flown in. All right, Half Moon Bay, let's do it. I'd say I picked a pretty good destination for my first California flight.
When the fever's gone and the road's to dust, I touched down Sunday to tie the loose ends up, with a pocket full of that gypsy stuff. I heard you calling me through the dissonance. I've been known to run just to feel the rush, but the dying sun illuminates so much. It's hard to see beyond what's inside, but when you tilt the light I realize 4,000 nights I've been a restless soul, just wasting time, digging up fool's gold. It took 1,000 lives being on my own for me to find it was all fool's gold. I felt the fever on, but couldn't taste the fruit. There's a bulletproof bond between meaning and you. It's hard to see beyond what's inside, but when you tilt the light I realize 4,000 nights I've been a restless soul, just wasting time, digging up fool's gold. It took 1,000 lives being on my own for me to find it was all fool's gold. It was all dead end roads, heaven knows. It was all dead end roads, heaven knows. It's hard to see beyond what's inside, but when you tilt the light I realize 4,000 nights I've been a restless soul, just wasting time, digging up fool's gold. It took 1,000 lives being on my own for me to find it was all fool's gold.
Flying along the cliffs at Half Moon Bay was pretty freaking sweet. But I had a date with Big Sur later that day, so I loaded up and hopped back on the Pacific Coast Highway for one of the most scenic stretches on Earth.